Welcome to today's online seminar. My GR is in 2 months. What do I do? Okay, my name is Samarth. Okay. Hi Busa, Malikarjun, Naveen, Paresh, Pratik, Rahul, Ramya, Ravi Manjunath, Bhuneshwari, Shiva, Shivasurya, Manideep. A warm welcome to all of you. How are you guys doing? How is your preparation going on? Hi Naveen. Ramya is doing great. How is your preparation going on, Ramya? Good, says Vinod Busa. Good evening, Naveen. How is your preparation going on? We'll get started very shortly. Some of our friends are, still joining. Okay, we'll wait for a couple of minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll get started. Okay, so in the meantime, you can introduce yourselves. Okay, you can tell me how is your preparation going on. You can tell us where you're from, what are you studying, when are you appearing for GRE. Okay, Ramya has semester exams. Okay, which university, Ramya? When are they starting? Manideep from Chennai. Okay, Manideep is writing GRE on Jan 22nd. All right, all the best. We'll discuss how to make the best of the remaining days. Okay, Geetam University, Visakhapatnam, says Ramya. How about the rest of you? Satyabama University, that's Chennai. Okay. Okay, Naveen also has semester exams. Pragati Engineering College, Kakinada. All right. Hello everyone. Can you hear us now? All right. Sorry, there's been some problem with the mic. Okay. We will we'll sort it out. Okay, and we'll continue with this.
Okay, so guys, how many of you are writing your exams in the next 2 months? Manohar is writing. Vinod, Priyanka. Okay, so how is your current how is your preparation level? Rakshit is also writing. Manideep is also writing. Started a few days back. Okay, so to understand you guys better, I'll launch a poll question in front of you. Okay, you can answer the poll question so that I'll be able to understand it better. Okay, so you guys see a poll question in front of you. What is your current level of preparation? Not yet started. Just started, middle of my preparation. Know all the concepts. Almost completed. Okay, so in doldrum says Priyanka. Getting an idea says Vinod. All right. Okay, I'll close the poll, guys. Okay. Thank you for the information. So we'll start with today's online seminar. Okay, and let me be clear. Let me set up some ground rules for today's online seminar before we start. Okay. In today's online seminar, we are not going to discuss the topics as such of that are present in the GRE. Okay, I'm not going to tell you how probability or statistics or how RC passages work, but I'm going to tell you the problems that actually students face while preparing for the GRE. Okay, GRE has more than 14,000 students who have studied with us till now. Okay. So based on all the doubts and all the difficulties that our students have faced, I have come up with a set of problems that students generally face during their preparation. So I'll be discussing those problems in today's online seminar. Okay, and guys, I want all of you to respond to my questions, to my queries, as since we cannot see each other. It will be great if you could acknowledge what I am saying. Okay. I don't mind if you type in something 20-30 times, okay, but please do acknowledge what I'm saying. Okay, if I'm saying something wrong, say no, you're wrong. If I'm saying something right, say you're right. Okay, do acknowledge. Let me know that you are listening. Okay, and I want all of you to respond. Okay, okay. So starting with today's seminar, we'll first discuss the cutting edge of GRE, what the actual GRE exam requires. Okay. What are the things required to crack the modern GRE exam? Okay, so first is reading comprehension skills. We need speed and accuracy, factual and focused. Okay, so we should have speed. We should be very speed in reading, and we should have accuracy in reading. How many times has it happened that you take a lot of time in reading a particular passage or a particular newspaper article? Has it happened to you ever? How many of you face this problem? How many of you think that you guys are slow readers? Pawan faces it. Okay, Manohar says it's horrible. Okay, Priyanka says sometimes. Manideep says still going on with the same problem. Abhishek faces it at times. Okay, so most of us face this problem, especially when we are reading something that we are not aware of, or we are not related to, or we are not, you know, and that article is not in context with what we know about. Okay, then we tend to get slow at reading. Okay, and accuracy also matters. Has it ever happened to you that you know, you read a particular passage and you either understand it completely differently, or you go on reading it twice or thrice to understand the meaning? Has it happened to you? Yes. Yes, Priyanka has experienced that. Surya, Pavan, Paresh, Supratik. Okay, I got company then. Okay, so that happens with most of us. Again, the RC passages in GRE, they will be like that. Okay, so you might have to go through them again and again if you are not properly practiced. Okay, so you need speed and accuracy to solve reading comprehension. Similarly, coming through usage and reasoning through words, okay, you have to know minute differences between those words. Okay, I'll ask you one question. Okay, has it while answering GRE questions, has it happened to you that all the options sound similar? You don't know what is the right option? Yes, many times, so many times. Few times, says Ramya. Always stuck between two options, confusion between options. Okay, so what differentiates between a normal person with a decent GRE score and a topper in GRE is knowing those minor differences. Okay, you might be knowing 3 of the options, but if you are confused between the last 2 options, okay, you won't get the right answer. Correct? That is what will differentiate a topper and a decent student in GRE. Okay, so you need to know the subtle difference between the words. Okay, the speed of problem solving. Now, it so happens that you cannot take you know, 1 hour, 2 hours to solve a particular problem. You have to do it as fast as possible. Okay, some of the problems you might even have to, you know, do it within seconds. Okay, you just have to apply your brain. So speed, accuracy, you know, focused reading and focused you know, concentration on those topics is required. Okay, and as speed increases, accuracy decreases. Okay, as you know, if you read a passage very fast, you might not understand the meaning. Okay, and if you try to understand the meaning, you might take a lot of time. Okay, so they both are interrelated. Okay, so you need to work on that. So these are the things that basically the modern GRE requires. If you can you know, go through these and work on these things, then you can definitely crack your GRE. Okay, so now coming to the problem areas and solutions. Okay, what are the problems that students face in the GRE? We'll start with the vocabulary section. Okay, so before discussing, let me ask you, what are the problems you guys face in your vocabulary, since your GRE is 2 months from now? I'm sure you guys have started studying, and what are the problems you guys face in your vocabulary? Too many synonyms, says Ramya. Forgetting the meanings of the words. Third option, says Paresh. Weak at vocabulary. Synonyms. Forgetting the meaning of the words. Remembering words again. Okay, so I see most of you are going with option number 2 and option number 3. You are not able to remember the words properly, and not confident of what you have studied. Okay, that happens most of the times. Okay, there are so many words. There are more than 3,500 words. Okay, and when we go through it, we tend to forget some of them, even get confused between some of them. Okay, and even once we finish one particular session, it's very difficult to remember it for a long time. So when you don't properly remember what you have studied, you tend to feel less confident while answering the GRE. Okay, so what is the solution for this? What is the solution for these problems? Okay, now tips to remember words. Okay, visualize the words with a picture circumstance that you have experienced. Okay, so how many of you have this habit of visualizing a particular word when going through the word list? Manohar has, Priyanka has, Vinod doesn't, Ramya does sometimes. Trying to do, says Pawan. Manideep doesn't. Naveen says always. Paresh has. Abhishek doesn't. Okay, so it's a good habit to visualize the words, guys, and it's even better if you have a picture image of that particular word. Okay, if you see the human brain, it works in a particular way. Okay, if you show a visual to a human brain, it is more likely to remember it than a particular text or written content. Okay, take two words. Okay, one is explained in text and the other is shown in a picture. Which is more likely to be remembered? Which of them do you think are more likely to be remembered? The picture. One shown in pictures, correct. Okay, so if you don't have a picture with that word, you need to visualize it. Okay, or okay, it's recommended that you learn it with pictures. So once you learn it with pictures, it stays in your mind. Okay, there are less chances for you to forget that particular picture and the meaning. Okay, relate one word with another which gives the same meaning and understand the subtle differences between the words. Okay, so what happens when we study and when we are confused between two or three words. Okay, we get frightened that we don't know the particular meaning of the word, and we need to when we tend to ignore it. Okay, so it used to happen to me also. Okay, whenever there are two similar words, I used to ignore them completely. Okay, so that shouldn't happen. How many of you have the same habit? If you come across two or more words that are of same meaning, okay, instead of going and researching about them, you ignore it. How many of you have that habit? Pratik has. Okay, Vikas has. Okay, Karan has. Manideep has. Okay, so we are not supposed to do that. Okay, the more we research about them, the more we identify the difference between those words. Okay, the more we know about it, the better it is, the better we understand. Okay, so whenever you come across similar words that sound similar, read more and more about it. Okay, try to understand the words by grabbing their roots. Create your own sentences and use it while speaking. Okay, so if a word can be split into a root word and a prefix and a suffix, then do remember their root words. Okay, root words will help you understand the meaning of the word, very well. Okay, and once you identify the root word, it's very easy for you to understand similar words that are created from the same root words. Okay, so root words are also very important. Okay, then periodic revision is needed. Okay, now if you read 50 words today, okay, and 1 week later I ask you all those 50 words, would you be able to remember? No. Frequent revision is required. Okay. Once you read 50 words today, 2 days later revise them again. Okay. Then whenever you have time, once again go through them. Okay. Revise them again. Okay. The more you revise, the better you will remember. Okay. So guys, any problems till now? Any other new kind of problem you face while studying verbal? Any other that I haven't discussed? No, Abhishek is quite crystal clear about it. Priyanka is also not. Okay. All right. So guys, shall we move forward? We'll move forward to the next section. Okay. Coming to SE and TC, sentence equivalence and test completion. Okay. All right. So now before discussing, let me again ask you, what are the problems you face while solving SE and TC questions? What are the problems you face, guys? Priyanka, I'll suggest you. I'll answer your question. Okay, during the course of the seminar. Pratik says didn't solve as yet. Surya says 1. Okay, so have taken very few tests, not sure about your preparation level, have heard of tips and techniques, not applied and practice. Okay, so how many of you are fluent with SE and TC questions? How many of you are crystal clear and can answer any type of question when it comes to SE and TC? Confusion in options, not sure about the exact answer sometimes. Okay, so Priyanka has a doubt. Okay, Priyanka is confused between options, not sure about the exact answers sometimes. Okay, now again, as I discussed, that happens because we do not know the subtle difference between those particular words. Okay, it's important to understand the difference between the words. Okay, you might know both the words, but you might not know the difference in those words. Okay, so it's very important to understand the difference. If you understand that difference, that subtle difference, then you will be able to answer them. Okay. Now, how to solve SE and TC, any problems in SE and TC questions? Okay. Okay. So first of all, take tests, lot of tests. Why are tests important? Taking tests will help you understand your weak areas, vocabulary difficulties in understanding complex sentences. Now, how many of you have taken tests for GRE? How many of you have taken tests already, practice tests? Okay, Priyanka has a doubt again. Priyanka is asking to which dictionary should we refer? Okay, Priyanka, dictionaries are more of a reference tool. Okay, if you are in a general scenario, when you are doubtful of a particular word, then you can go through a dictionary and find out the meaning. Okay, and understand what is it. Okay. But when you are learning a whole word list of more than 3,500 words, I do not suggest you to refer a dictionary. Okay, you can go through, you can refer a particular word if you are confused, but it's always recommended that you go through a word list and learn the whole word list as it is. Not referring a dictionary wouldn't be suggested. Okay, so Abhishek has taken a practice test, Priyanka has, Shiva has, Ramya has. Okay, so what is the difference you find in a practice test? Why is a practice test important? Time management, correct, Ramya? And what else? Okay, so I'll tell you. Yes, correct. So once you take your tests and when you get your scores, you will be very clear where you are lagging behind. Okay, the areas you are comfortable in, the areas where you are scoring are fine, but the areas you are lagging in, the areas you are not able to score, you will be able to identify them. Okay, and those are like the gold mine. Okay, when you're not scoring properly in your practice tests, don't be disappointed. Those are your gold mines. Okay, identify your weak areas and then work on them. Work on them so much that they become your stronger areas, and ultimately it so happens that you score well in your GRE. Okay, so it's very important to identify your weaker areas. So your practice test will help you identify those weaker areas, and also time management, as Ramya said. Okay, it's a practice for your actual GRE. Okay, time management and accuracy also. Yes, correct, Abhishek. Okay, so it's important to take tests, especially when it comes to SE and TC. Take tests, as many tests as possible. Now, where can you find tips and techniques for SE and TC? Now, there are a lot of books and reference materials available on the net, as well as various other books. Okay, many techniques to choose from. Okay, now why is application important? Contextual understanding of word will help you select the best answer. Okay, so now like Priyanka asked us a question: what if I get confused between two options? Okay, so to identify the right answer between two options, okay, you need to know the contextual understanding. Okay, you might know the meaning of two words. Okay, but how to use it exactly? What is the context of usage? If you know that, you will be able to answer it correctly. Okay. Before you select an answer, you need to check whether it fits the context or not. Now, context is very important. The same word can have two different meanings. Okay, and also two different words can have the same meaning. So, what context it is being used? What is the situation that it has been put in? Okay, so that has to be understood very well. Okay. Okay, Priyanka has a doubt that how to develop that. Now it's a big question. I'll answer it at the end of the seminar. Okay, we'll first cover all the topics and then come to that. We'll have a question and answer session at the end. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Okay. Now let me ask you this. How many of you have an actual study plan? How many of you have a study plan to study from? How many of you have a study plan, guys? Priyanka has. Okay. Vikas has. Jaideep doesn't. Ramya doesn't. Paresh has. Okay. All right. So lack of a proper study plan. No, like some of you don't have a study plan, a proper study plan. Okay. No, not having study plan. What are the problems that comes with not having a study plan? Okay, you have less time and have high potential, but don't have a focused study plan. Okay, so most of you guys are very brilliant at learning, very good at learning. Okay, and you also have not much time. You have a decent amount of time with you to study for your GRE, but you don't have a proper study plan. That's where when you're supposed to score 335, you end up at 325. That generally happens when you don't have a study plan. Okay, so it affects your score. Okay, not having a proper study schedule, it affects your GRE score. Okay, now how to overcome that, how to make a study plan, I'll tell you. How will a study plan help? Okay, creating a proper balance between your GRE preparation and academic studies, work, social life, sleep. Okay, now guys, take any example, whether it is the army or whether it is the government giving you the railway budget, or whether it's your company that you're working in. Oh, wherever you see, you'll always see a plan. Okay, even if you're going out for a movie with your friends, you'll have a particular plan. Which theater are we going, which movie are we going to, what is the show timing, how many friends are coming, where to pick them up. Okay, so you have a plan for everything. Okay, so when you have a plan for such small things like which movie to go, where to go, okay, why shouldn't your GRE preparation have a plan? Correct? Okay, plan is important everywhere. Okay, without a plan, you wouldn't have a direction to go for your to go for a particular target. Okay, so plan is important. It creates a balance between your GRE work and academics, okay, and social life. Okay, you cannot if you have, say, if you have 10 days time left for your GRE, okay, you cannot start from the morning and keep studying and then sleep at night and again get up in the morning and start studying again. That spoils your health. That also defeats the whole purpose of studying properly. Okay, so it should not be the case. You should have a proper study plan with actual breaks in between. Okay, proper amount of rest and proper amount of studying, and that covers your actual weak areas and helps you get a target score. Okay, so it will also give you regular reminders. When you have a proper study plan, it will tell you, no, I'm lagging behind. Okay, or I'm much far ahead than my study plan. Okay, I'm cool. I'm doing good. Okay, so a study plan is important. Okay, to avoid last minute preparation. Okay, it happens most of the time, right? Most of us are engineering students. Whenever there are exams, okay, we cram up in the last minute, in the last 1 or 2 days, and then somehow manage to get a decent score. Correct? But but GRE is not an exam where you can cram up in the last minute and get a score. Okay, you have to study precisely according to a plan. Make a plan, follow that plan, make sure you are heading towards your target. Okay, and achieve your target score. Okay, so guys, clear till now why a study plan is important? Okay, so guys, I am not getting responses from all of you. Okay, all right, great. Yes, that's the spirit. Okay, more responses. All right, now how to prepare a study plan? How many of you have that doubt? How to prepare an actual study plan? Okay, so many of you have prepared for exams and studied for your exams. How was your experience?
Have you tried making for college exams?
Study plan. So have you guys tried making a study plan for your university exams, college exams, or any other kind of work? Have you tried making a plan for it? Okay, Vikas says no. Abhishek says no, not for college exams. No such plan, says Sumant. Okay. Paresh also hasn't. Okay, I'll tell you. We'll discuss it. Okay. Now, study plan. The first step to make a study plan is to assess your current preparation level. Okay. Now, current preparation level is where you currently stand in your GRE. Okay. Consider it like a 100-meter race. Okay. You start from a particular point. Okay. You have to run for 100 meters and then you'll reach the end point. Okay. So, but in GRE, some students might start early because they might be having a better vocabulary, or they might be good at quant. Okay, others might not be. So everyone has a different preparation level. Okay, your preparation level might be different from mine. Okay, so assess your current preparation level. Where do you actually stand? Okay, so to assess that, you have to take a diagnostic test. A diagnostic test will help you understand where you currently stand in your GRE. Okay, that will help you. What is your current score? It will give you a score. Let's say 300, 305, 310. Okay, it will give you some score. That is where you stand in your current current preparation level. Okay, then starting from there, you have to run and reach the end. Wherever your target score is. Okay, say if your target score is 335, so you have to go from 305 to 335. You need a 30-point increase. So you have to work towards that. Okay, so create a plan which will have a proper balance between your GRE preparation and academic studies, work, social life, and sleep. As I said, okay, your plan should not be all studies. Okay, you will get bored of it. Okay, you won't be able to study well if you do that. Okay, so it should have equal amounts of study and then proper amount of rest. Make sure you have enough sleep as well. Okay, and based on that, make a study plan. It should have a perfect balance. Okay, it has to cover all the modules with appropriate time intervals. So what happens is, the topics that we are not interested in, the topics that we find difficult, we tend to ignore them. Okay, most of the topics. I used to ignore probability and statistics a lot because I hate probability and statistics. So that should not happen. We have to cover all the topics, all the topics, all the modules that are required for the GRE. Okay, then make a plan which will show what, when, and how much you will study. Okay, so how much studying do you think will be enough for getting a particular score? Okay, you have to assess that, and you have to practice that amount of questions, that number of questions. Okay, say if you are very weak in probability, you have to practice more, and if you are strong in probability, a few questions would be enough. Okay, so you have to assess that, and then include breaks. Breaks are very important. You have to give your brain some break. Okay, so that it recharges itself, and you will be able to study better when you start studying again. Okay, clear till now? What are the steps you have to take to make a study plan? Yes, Abhishek is crystal clear about it. We know this. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Being unaware of your weaknesses. How many of you do not know what your weaknesses are? How many of you do not know what your weaknesses are? Pratik doesn't know his weaknesses. By weaknesses, I don't mean I am a liar or something like that. By weaknesses, I mean what are the topics that you are not very familiar with in GRE. Paresh, Pratik, Vikas, Manideep, Abhishek. Okay. So that's a huge problem. Okay. When we don't know our weaknesses, we don't know what to work upon. Okay. Okay. The things we are strong at, we already know them. The things we are weak at, we don't know what to do. Okay. Harita says I have weakness in verbal. Okay. You can further break it up, Harita. You can take a diagnostic test and check where exactly you are weak in RC, TC, SE. Okay, where exactly you are weak in, you can find it out. Okay. So how to overcome this problem? Okay. How to spot your weaknesses? Have an assessment test to know where you are lacking. Like I said, take a diagnostic test, guys. A diagnostic test will tell you everything. Okay. It's like it's like a medical checkup. It will tell you what are all the ailments you have, what are all the areas you need to get checked. Okay, so a diagnostic test is very important. It will help you identify your weaknesses. Okay, have a regular check on emerging difficulties while taking sessions. Okay, not only that. Okay, while you are studying, there are hundreds of other problems that might arise. Okay, while you are studying. Okay, that may not be the problem now. That you might not see it as a problem now, but while you are studying, there may be hundreds of problems arising. Okay, how many times has it happened to you that you understand the lecture in the class very well, but when you go home and you are answering, you are doing sums, you are not getting the answer right? Has it happened to you? It's happened with Vikas. Okay, happens sometimes, says Priyanka. Regularly in maths, says Suman. Okay, so that happens with most of us. Okay, okay. So how to overcome them? Find appropriate remedial for the areas in which you are weak. Okay, so you need to find out the appropriate remedial. Okay, wherever you can get the answer from. Either are you searching from Google, or are you asking your personal trainer? Okay, or are you referring to any particular book? Or or do you are you asking your professor? Okay, you can there whatever ways you are approaching. Okay, it's important that you have you have an appropriate remedial for all the areas that you are weak in. Okay, proper identification, classification, and preparation of the remedial will help you overcome the weak areas. Okay, once you identify where you are weak in, once you identify what all you need to do to improve your weaker areas, then you have to organize them and go about it. Okay, once you have to organize them. Okay, and start preparing, and keep them in mind, and apply those classifications. Okay, to overcome this problem. Okay, it will help you overcome your weaker areas. Okay, now coming to the next point. Okay, reading comprehension. Okay, so I'll ask you this question: how many of you are really scared of reading comprehension? Pratik says, I like it, I'm good at it. Oh, that's interesting. That's good, Pratik. Vinod is scared. Sumant is also interested. That's great. Wow. For the first time, I'm seeing students saying, I like reading comprehension. Harita is also interested. Time management is sometimes a problem, otherwise it's alright. Well, Abhishek, to rephrase what you said, time management is a big problem in RC. Little confused, says Shiva. Okay. So, most of you are confident but don't know the techniques, lack time management skills. Okay. So, these are the mainly two problems in reading comprehension section. Okay. So, let's see how we overcome them. Okay. Where can you find the techniques? Books, reference materials, again online Google. You can Google them, you can ask your professor, you can ask a personal trainer at GRE Edge, or or any other book you can refer. Okay, there are many techniques available either on the net or different places. Okay, how can time management skills be developed? Okay, uh, all right. So you need to identify while you are reading an RC passage. You need to identify which parts to skip, and which how exactly to find a particular answer. Okay, so those are called skimming and scanning techniques. Okay, while you are going through a uh, particular passage. Okay, you need to know that this is the part where it's not that relevant. It won't be, it's not very important for me. Okay, so those parts you can skip, okay, to save time. But you cannot go on skipping everything, almost everything in the passage. Okay, you need to skip only those things that you think uh, are not not very important in that particular passage. Okay, so that is called skimming. Skimming techniques can help you manage your time very well. Okay, and then there is scanning. Once you read the question, you know uh, you should be able to figure out where can you find the answer, which paragraph you can find the answer easily. Okay, so that is called scanning. Okay, but apart from all these tricks and tips, techniques and tricks, there is the best alternative is to improve your reading skills by reading. Okay, if you ask me how to how to learn swimming, I will say jump into the water and start swimming. Okay, yeah, if you ask me how to improve your RC, then I'll say start reading RC passages. Okay, so start reading, especially the editorial section of a newspaper. The more you read, the better reading skills you will have. You, try to understand them, see those editorials like an RC passage. They'll help you a lot. Okay, so that is the best alternative. If you have 1 or 2 months time, that is what you can do. Okay, and it'll reading editorial section of the newspaper will also help you in AWA, that I'll come later. I will discuss later. Okay, then accuracy and time management are interrelated, as we discussed earlier in the seminar. Okay, if one improves the accuracy, time management will get improved automatically. Okay, so if you improve your accuracy, then time management will also improve. If you improve your time management, then accuracy can also be worked upon. Okay, so, and last but not the least, practice as much as possible. Okay, for everything, practice is definitely needed. No matter how many tips, tricks or techniques you learn, practice is definitely needed. Okay, so these are the main uh, main solutions for overcoming problems in RC. Okay, any other problems you face while reading an RC passage, guys? Any other problems you face while reading an RC passage? You can share with me, guys, if you have any other problem. Okay. Meanwhile, we'll go to the next topic, quantitative aptitude. Well, coming from engineering backgrounds, most of us. How many of you are from engineering backgrounds? Supratik, Harita, Sumant, Vinod, Surya, Nidhi, Veera, Vikas, Priyanka, Ramya, Manavir, almost all of you. Okay. Okay. Abhishek, I asked how many of you are from engineering background. Okay. So coming from engineering background, I'm sure you guys must be very comfortable with the quant section, the quantitative aptitude section. Okay. But being comfortable is one thing, and achieving a good score is another thing. Okay. So when I ask students if you are comfortable with quant, they nod their head and say yes, I am very comfortable. But when I ask their scores, they are not very good. Okay. So if you are comfortable with quant, you should aim for a full 170 out of 170. Okay. So again, so you should not take quant lightly. Okay. So you should practice as much as possible. Now coming to the problem areas in quant, the arithmetic, algebra, geometry, these kind of topics are which people feel quite confident with. Okay. And topics like probability, permutation and combinations, and data interpretations, these kind of topics are are where people are less confident in. Okay. So as I've been telling you, list out the areas where you are less confident in, the weaker areas, and then work on them as much as possible. That will help you solve those that will help you reach your score better. Okay. Okay. Now DI questions. One tip I'll give you: DI questions, they should be answered more strategically. Okay. So some of the questions, you might be solving a lot. You might be solving and trying to find out the answer, but the answer will be very strategic. You have to keep that in mind. Okay. And don't spend too much time on one question. If you're not able to answer a particular question, just skip and go to the next question, not to waste time on those. Okay. Okay. And also see that if you're skipping this question, how many points are you going to lose. Okay. Evaluate that. Okay. And rest assured, quant is mostly manageable. Okay. You guys can do that. Okay. And like, doubts are always there. The more you practice, the better you will get at quant. Okay. So coming to the next point, other common problems, GRE style test. Not sure if what you took were actual GRE style tests. Okay. So now reading from a book and giving an actual GRE exam are two different things, two very, very different things. Okay. So many of the students I talk to, they study from books, and then when it comes to the actual exam, they get quite anxious, they get quite tense. They're not they're not experienced with the computer and the computer based test, and they tend to lose some of the marks. Okay. So it's very important to take GRE style tests that are actually designed to look to emulate the actual GRE. Okay. So that is very important. You have to know whether you are taking a GRE style test or just some tests. Okay. So the solution to that is to assess your current preparation level and to know where you're lacking. Okay. It's important to take take GRE style test to assess your preparation level, as we discussed earlier. Okay, now okay, so where can one find them? You can go to the GREedge website, www.greedge.com. Okay, you can log in with your credentials. Okay, you will find a diagnostic test, a free diagnostic test. Okay, and you can take a diagnostic test there. Okay, why should one take such tests online? Online will give you real-time GRE experience. Now, like I said, okay, if you're reading from a book, okay, and then you are going and giving an exam in a computer, it will be totally different. Okay, you won't be able to connect easily, and all the practice that you have done would be on the book, but you will be asked to give an exam on a computer, so it might hamper your score. Okay, Surya, it's greedge.com, www.greedge.com. Okay, you can register and take a diagnostic test there. Okay, so it will also equip you to sit 4 hours with complete concentration and take the GRE test comfortably. Okay, so now if you don't know, let me tell you, GRE is it's a long exam. It's a very long exam. It's a 4.5 hour exam, okay, with 2 breaks in between. So you need to get equipped with sitting long hours for the exam. It's a 4.5 hour exam, Harita. Okay, with 2 breaks in between. Okay, so if you practice daily, to take a GRE style test, okay, it will equip you. When you go to the GRE, you will feel like another practice test. Okay, that will help you a lot. Okay, it will help you give confidence also. Okay. Okay, now coming to the adaptive part. Okay, now how many of you know that GRE is an adaptive test? What actually is an adaptive test? How many of you know what actually is an adaptive test? Okay, Priyanka knows. Okay, Priyanka, can you explain us? Enhancement of the difficulty level based on performance, says Abhishek. Okay, correct. Okay, I'll tell you. The adaptive test is something where, say, if you're answering one particular section, say quant section. Okay, quant will have 2 sections in it. Okay, so first section of the quant, once you answer it, if you have performed well in the first section, the next section will be very difficult. Okay, and based on the difficulty level of the next section, your score on each question will increase. Okay, but if you are not able to answer the first section very well, the next section will be much easier. Okay, yes, correct, Priyanka. So based on your performance of the first section, the difficulty level of the second section will keep changing. Okay, yes, correct. Yes, correct, Prasad. Okay, so that is what an adaptive test is. So it's important to give at least one adaptive test before you give the actual GRE test. Okay, so you have to measure your performance based on the actual adaptive test. Okay, so which are the questions you can leave, which are the questions you have to attend. Okay, which are the questions you can skip for now and come again and practice again later. Okay, those are all the things you have to keep in mind. Okay. Now, having said all these, while you are practicing, while you are studying, what if a doubt strikes you? What if you have a doubt? Okay, and what will you do if you are studying in the middle of the night and if you have a doubt? What will you do? Yes, Harshil. If you are getting easy questions, then you can assume that your score will be lesser. Okay, if you are getting very tough questions, then your score will most probably be much higher. Okay, so talking about doubts, guys. So what will happen if you get a doubt in the middle of the night? Okay, Google. So Google is the answer for everyone, huh? Find out in the morning. Okay, that's easy. Suman says. Okay, so whenever I search in Google, I rarely get the desired result. Okay, and I don't even know whether what they've explained is correct or not. Okay, so what do we do when we have much doubts? When we have so many doubts, but have very less time? Okay. Now I'll tell you first. Why do we have so many doubts? Why do so many doubts arise? Okay. First of all, it is because of lack of understanding. Okay. When you're reading a question, when you are not able to understand the question properly, obviously there will arise so many doubts. Okay, you will have so many doubts. What is this? What is the author trying to say? What does the question mean? Okay, what does that particular word mean? Okay, so lack of understanding. If you don't have lack of understanding, you will have doubts. Okay, then being anxious, you might even know the answer, you might even understand it properly, but many times we get tensed and we are not that confident looking at the question. So that also arises so many doubts in our minds. Okay, then curious to know things in a better way. Okay, like most of us, since most of us are from engineering backgrounds, we have this tendency of being scientists, correct? We have this curiosity of asking why and how. Okay, so that also arises a lot of doubts, and it's a good thing to have so many doubts, but it's also very important to clear them as soon as possible. Okay, how does having doubts impact preparation? It doesn't allow you to go further. When you have a particular doubt, it keeps nagging you. It keeps nagging you all the time. So whenever a similar question, you face a similar question in the GRE, okay, you'll feel less confident. You'll feel nervous. Okay, so that shouldn't happen. Okay, you get appropriate solutions from the expert. Find various ways to overcome. Okay, so it's always recommended that you have to get appropriate solutions for them. Okay, and ask an expert. If you know a GRE expert, or you can ask a GRE expert. Okay, if you know an expert, ask them and clarify as soon as possible. Don't keep them in mind. Okay, now find various ways to overcome it. As you guys said, as you guys said, Google is the answer. Okay, so if you are not finding an expert, you can Google it also. You may find the correct answer there itself. Okay, so those are the ways how you can overcome having doubts. Okay, So now Supratik has a question. Supratik is asking, is there any negative marking concept? No, Supratik, there are no negative marks in the GRE. Okay, it's recommended that you answer all the questions and don't leave any question at all. Okay, answer all the questions, don't leave any questions at all. Okay, even if you don't know a particular question, just tick any option that you think would be the right answer. Okay, there's no negative option. Now coming to AWA, analytical writing. Analytical writing is actually the most ignored part of the GRE section. Okay, but it shouldn't be. I'll tell you, many of my students I've seen, like, they have written the GRE twice just because they didn't have a good score in their analytical writing section, even if they had a good score in verbal and quant. Okay, so do not ignore analytical writing. Okay, so it's very important. Practice a lot. Okay, I see a lot of questions coming in. Okay. Okay, now in analytical writing, there are two types of questions you'll face. One is an issue topic, one is an argument topic. Okay, so what is an issue topic, what is an argument topic? Okay, now let's see an example of an issue topic. As people rely more and more on technology to solve problems, the ability of humans to think for themselves will surely deteriorate. Okay, so issue topic is this is the topic for the issue section. Okay, so write a response in which you discuss the extent to which you agree or disagree with the statement and explain your reasoning for the position you take. In developing and supporting your position, you should consider ways in which the statement might or might not hold true and explain how these considerations shape your position. Okay, so in an issue topic, you either agree or disagree with the statement. Okay, sometimes you may even take you can even take a neutral stance, but make sure you have a valid argument. Okay, you should you have to the statement might or might not hold true. Explain how this consideration shape your positions. Okay, you have to give them the reason why you are why you think it's wrong or why you think it's right, or why you are taking a neutral stance. If you can explain that properly, okay, there won't be any right or wrong in these kind of questions, but the opinion that you have it matters. The way you present, okay, and the reason you give for that, it will be hugely important. The Sumant is asking, can you please give a glance of the first 20 minutes of this session? I missed it. Okay, Sumant, I'll do one thing. I'll send you a video recording later in the seminar, later after the seminar. Okay, I'll send you a video recording. You can refer to that whenever you want. Fine? Okay. Alright, now coming to the argument topic. Okay. Woven baskets characterized by a particular distinctive pattern have previously been found only in the immediate vicinity of the prehistoric village of Pelia, and therefore were believed to have been made only by the Palian people. Recently, however, archaeologists discovered such a Palian basket in Lithos, an ancient village across the Brim River of Pelia. The Brim River is very deep and broad, and so the ancient Palians could have crossed it only by boat, and no Palian boats have been found. Thus, it follows that so-called Palian baskets were not uniquely Palian. Okay, So write a response in which you discuss what specific evidence is needed to evaluate the argument and explain how the evidence would weaken or strengthen the statement. Okay, so in an argument topic, you have to you have to argue. Okay, you have to give you have to give intercepts from the passage and the examples from the passage itself, and tell them how this how this passage uh, how this passage is correct or wrong. Okay, you can either give an example and say this the passage contradicts with itself, or you say the passage is correct because it this is the example they have given and this is what they have told, so this is probably right. Okay, so that is what an argument section is. Okay. Okay. Now, how to crack AWA? How to overcome these problems? Okay, how to solve AWA? Okay. Now, main thing is to write without errors. Okay. Now, once you'll have half an hour to write each essay, half an hour for issue and half an hour for argument. Okay. So it will be advisable that you finish off the article, finish off the essay in 20 minutes. And then take the next 10 minutes and check the article, check the essay properly, thoroughly, go through it twice or thrice or even more times if possible, and then you make sure there are no errors, there are less errors as possible. Okay, then you have to develop your typing speed. It's very important to have a typing speed. You'll be able to type much more in a much faster way, in a much lesser time. Okay, now get essays evaluated by a professional expert. Okay, it's very important to evaluate your essay. Once writing an essay won't be enough. You have to get it evaluated from an expert and then take the feedback where you can improve and where you can score much more. Okay, how exactly is it written? Okay, so it requires a professional expert to evaluate an essay. Not everyone can evaluate essay. Even if you ask me, I won't be able to evaluate. Only an AWA expert can evaluate an essay. Okay, so and then read vast variety of global topics. Like I said, read the editorial section of the newspaper. It will help you. You'll have more ideas if you keep reading the editorials. Okay, and based on those ideas, you can you can write your essays. Okay, so guys, so in today's online seminar, I told you the tips and techniques and the essentials of getting a good GRE score, especially if you have 2 months for your GRE going. Okay, so those were all the tips and techniques. Okay, now how to apply these tips and techniques and how to achieve a better score. I'll hand over the mic to my colleague Samat. He will explain how to apply these tips and techniques better in a better way to reach your target score. Okay.
Thank you, Mani. So how is it going, guys? Abhishek, Harshal, Sumant, going good? Very good, awesome, super some, super duper, great. Okay, okay, so these were the tips and techniques. Okay, but to actually succeed in your GRE, you need to apply these tips and techniques, right? So where do you apply them? what is the right place, how to practice. Okay, so GRE being an adaptive exam, you should practice it on an online platform. Okay, because it'll give you the real real-time experience of GRE. Okay, you'll get the understanding of how GRE works. Okay, and you'll be able to practice time management, which is not possible on books. Okay, and it will be more flexible. You can prepare anytime, anywhere, right? Now I'm going to share a few links with you. Okay, so these are some stories and testimonials and experiences and scores of our students. Okay, so have you guys received those links? I've sent you 3 links. All right, so you can open them, you can view them later. Okay, but what basically those 3 links are, the scores of students who have written GRE. So you can have a look at them and you'll understand that how much time what is the scores that's possible. What are the highest scores that's possible in GRE? Okay, the highest being at GREH was 337, a very recent score. Okay, just 2 or 3 days old. Okay, and you can also read other student interviews and know the struggle, what goes into getting a high score. Okay, and what were their approaches to prepare for GRE. Okay, and the third one being testimonials. Students saying why they chose GREH and how was their experience with GREH. There have been more than 14,000 happy students at GREH. Okay, now what is GREH? Anybody? Have you heard of do you know how GREH can help you? Okay, Suman says online training. All right. Any more answers? Anything that comes to your mind. It's okay if you're wrong. It's okay if you don't know. Okay, Harita says help for the GRE test. Okay, Abhishek says online academy for GRE preparation. All right. Okay, so anything else that you know about GREH? Online coaching for GRE. Okay, so I'll tell you, all of you are briefly right. Okay, so I'll tell you very clearly, how GREH provides training, or how GREH helps students get good scores. How do they boost their scores? Okay, it's not just being online, but how being online and how practicing on GREH will help you get a great score. Okay, now when you're not well, and so where do you go when you're not well? Whom do you visit? Your doctor, right? So when you visit your doctor, how does the doctor help you? What is the first thing he does? Okay, checks. What does he check? What is it called? He checks your heart rate, checks your pulse, flow of treatment. He gives you some prescription. Okay, so he diagnoses you. he understands what's your problem. He talks to you. He takes some tests, blood tests. He finds out where the problem lies. Right, Pratik? Okay. So, all this is done. And then what is next after they have found your problem? He tells you how to get a remedy. He tells you the medicines. He tells you the treatment. Right? Okay. So at GREedge, each one of you will have 2 personal trainers. Okay. So one for your quant, one for your verbal. Okay. So they are like your GRE doctors. Okay. They'll understand your problems. They'll take a diagnostic test, and from that they'll be able to understand what are your weak areas and where are you strong at. Okay. And they'll also understand how much time you have for your preparation. When all can you prepare? Okay. And when are you taking your GRE? And what is your target score? Based on all this, they will prepare a personalized study plan. Okay. So this, what do you expect a study plan to do for you? Get 330, says Harita. Okay. Any more answers? Get a good score. Okay. Guidance, right? Analysis. Okay. So when you're taking lessons, when you're practicing, okay. So what automatically happens? Great score by analysis. You learn something and you do some mistakes, right? Okay. So based on your performance, based on how you're learning, okay, your personal trainers are able to monitor every millisecond of yours. Okay. So there's a patented technology called as millisecond. Okay. And through which your personal trainers can monitor every millisecond of yours, every click and scroll of yours. Okay. And based on that, they can understand how much time you're spending, what are the mistakes you're doing. Okay. And they can give you tips and techniques based on that. Okay. Now when you're doing mistakes, okay, so what is the obvious thing you should do? You should correct those mistakes, right? And if you correct your mistakes, what happens? What happens to your practice? What happens to your performance? What happened to your GRE score? It improves, right, Pratik? You'll not commit the same mistakes again, right? So this is how your personalized feedback works. Okay, so they will be able to understand what all mistakes you're doing and give solutions to that, and they'll also be able to understand what all mistakes you might do in the future. So they will provide you guidance, tips and techniques of how to avoid it. Right? Now, when you're preparing for GRE, any kind of preparation, any sort of question, solving any sort of questions will not help you. What do you need? If you're writing an exam, what kind of questions will you practice? The ones that are going to come in the exam? Right. So Harshal says actual GRE questions. Right. So that is what GRE style tests are what. Okay. So you get 10 GRE style tests for quant and 10 GRE style tests for verbal. Okay. So this is ample practice for you to get ready for GRE. Okay. So but your personal trainers and GREedge will not stop at that. Okay. So once you have finished those 10 tests, you'll be taking 4 more full length tests. Okay. So they're like proper 4.5 hours of GRE. Okay, exactly the way you will experience your GRE. Okay, and you will take those full tests, and then you're ready for your GRE. Okay, so how many of you would like to prepare like this? How many of you would want to get a great score like that? Okay, Abhishek wants to. Harita wants to. Sumant wants to. Okay. So now what if I told you that you can avail this program at a 50% off? How will that be? And and some of you might be having this doubt in their minds that I have exams right now. I have semester exams going on. So I can't buy it now. Do you have that question running in your mind? Okay, Bhusa, Vinod says, good opportunity, right? Okay, so the opportunity is that you get it at 50% off, okay, and you need not wait till your exams get over. You can join now. You can buy the program now and start anytime. You can start today. You can start tomorrow, or if you have exams or any other commitment, you can start later also. So how is that? Okay, so a program that is that normally costs you 11,000 rupees is being offered for just 5,500 rupees. Okay, Abhishek says awesome. Okay. What do the rest of you think? Okay, Anand says super. Okay. Okay. Supratik, wants to understand the offer once again. All right. Okay. Supratik, you get all that. Everything that I told you about GREedge training process. You get all of that. Okay. You get 4 months of validity. Okay. And 4 full-length tests, 10 GRE style tests for verbal and quant. Learning, learning practice, all online. You get 2 personal trainers. You get word list. You get live online seminars. You get help in all analytical writing. All of that for 11,000 rupees. Okay, and you can buy the program anytime. Okay, and you can start anytime. This offer is valid till 30th November. Okay, this Saturday, and you can start anytime. Okay, so I'm launching a poll, and you can tell us, if you would like GREs to help you with your GRE preparation. Okay, Isha says superb. Okay. Supratik, am I clear now? Do you have any questions? Was I able to explain it well? Okay, fine. So when do you want to start your preparation, Supratik? Any other questions, any doubts or confusions? You can let us know. Okay, you want to start later. Okay, so even if you want to start later, you can buy now, and you can start preparation later. You can keep it paused. Okay. Okay, so if all of you have answered it, we would like to close this poll. Okay, Isha says I want to join it as soon as possible. All right. So would you like to join today, Isha? All right then. Okay, then we'll guide you on how to join. Okay. Okay. Harshil wants to know, what if I want to join, only avail only full-length practice tests. Okay. Harshil, when is your GRE exam? (27th Feb). Okay. And how are you doing on your Power Prep exam? What are you scoring right now? Okay, you haven't started preparing yet. Okay, so full length practice test is a more advanced level of practice. Okay, so before you get there, before you start running, you need to learn how to run. You need to start with jogging. Okay, that's what this program also consists of. You'll be learning from level 1, and then how to reach level 5. Okay, so Harshil, I would suggest that you discuss your GRE preparation with a student counselor. Okay, and then make a decision of how you want to go about your GRE preparation. Okay, so what you are asked for, we provide that also. Okay, but I'm afraid that you need to start from the scratch, and that's when you'll be able to get a good score. Okay, Pratik, when are you writing your GRE? Says I don't get enough time to prepare because I'm attending classes in my college right now. So Pratik, when are you planning to take your GRE? And how many hours can you put in every day? Okay, you're going to write next year. Okay, so by which month next year, Pratik? July maybe. All right. So that's quite a long period. Okay. So you can spend 1 hour each day. Okay, and you can complete your preparation. Okay, maybe take a few breaks in between if required. Okay. I'll send all of you a link. Okay, so you can schedule a call with GRE counselor. Okay, Pratik, around 250 hours if you're preparing with the help of GRE Edge. Okay. That's like complete thorough preparation, right from basics to very advanced level. Okay, thank you guys. Thanks for your participation. Okay, so I'll close the poll now, and if you have any questions or doubts, you can contact us on this phone number, or you can email us at info@greedge.com. Okay, and I've sent you one more link. Okay, so you can use that, and you can request a call from a GRE counselor. You can enter the your favorable times, and we'll get back to you. Okay, and all the best for your GRE, and happy learning with GRE Edge. Thank you, and have a good night.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected. Goodbye.